Hi, welcome to my another video. Today, I will help you choose the 5 best multi-person party SUPs on the market. I have made it based on my personal researches and I am trying to list those based on price, quality and more. We have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting number 1, Peak 12-foot Titan Royal Blue. If you're looking for affordability and resilience, then you're going to love the Peak Titan 12 SUP board. Indeed, this board is one of the brand's most popular purchases because of its flexible character and large platform. Speaking of special value, the Peak at hand is one of the most balanced boards on the market in this category. In fact, it's been rather tough for manufacturers to come out with a significantly larger board that doesn't feel like floating bed. Accordingly, Peak produces their Titan Royal Blue at 12 feet in length, which is enough room for 2 tall adults to sunbathe comfortably. Further, the board at hand measures an impressive 45 inches in width to balance out the length, but also to grant you enough room to sit down, relax and enjoy your environment steadily. Last but least, the Peak Titan comes at 8 inches in thickness, pushing its total capacity load up to 500 pounds. As far as quality goes, we weren't surprised to learn that this board is processed under the same regulations as all Peak inflatable boards. The good news is that Peak paddleboards have grown popular because of their rigidity and resilience. In that regard, the board at hand is crafted with a robust military-grade dual-layer PVC coat. Moreover, to reinforce the hull, Peak went for an industrial drop-stitch construction that pulls the ends of the coat together to perfection, leaving no room for error or mishaps. Additionally, the Peak Titan 12-foot ISUP exhibits some really interesting features which will prove highly practical in a wide variety of scenarios. In fact, this board is one of the few in its category that comes with an impressively large gripping pad that covers most of the platform. Also, the board at hand comes with a nifty cargo net for storage and a few handles on the edges for easier transportation on land. In terms of packaging, it comes as a surprise to see a board at this price range shipped with all these accessories. At number 2, Driftsun Barge ISUP. Driftsun might not be a conglomerate in the industry of inflatable paddleboards, but it's definitely way up there with the elite. Indeed, this brand has been around for quite some time now, and to maintain its rank, Driftsun had to make some serious cuts on pricing and push quality to the max. So, where does the Party Barge place in that equation? Let's find out. The Party Barge is a giant paddleboard and that usually comes with a limited target audience. Hence, it isn't surprising that this board isn't very popular compared to entry-level Driftsuns. Nevertheless, the board at hand is built with a passion for parties and group rides, pushing its length all the way up to 15 feet. Indeed, the Driftsun at hand is incredible long, and that justifies its 55 inches width ratio. Accordingly, this board is both long and wide enough to cover up its competition, but most importantly, it is large enough to cater for a wholesome reunion on water. Nonetheless, in order to get that guest count up, the board had to push thickness up to 8 inches, granting it a total load capacity of 1,100 pounds. Quality is undeniably paramount to a board this large, especially since it will be taking on quite some weight. Hence, Driftsun decided to go safe and adopt a super rigid PVC layer that is supported via MLS drop stitching technology that perfectly seals all seams on the hull. Hence, while it is advisable to be cautious in shallow water, this board has proven to be a beast and last years with no permanent damage through our testing. In terms of features, we were actually impressed to see a gripping pad so large on a rather affordable multi-people paddleboard. Indeed, the Driftsun at hand comes with a gigantic anti-skid pad that covers over 80% of the platform, granting you and your hosts a firm grip throughout your journey. Also, the Driftsun Party Barge features a smaller but clever cargo net to help you store your gear and belongings that you don't want to leave at bay. Moreover, if you're worried about transporting this giant, then you should feel better to learn that it comes with multiple carry handles to help your group carry it around easily. At number 3, Driftsun Orca ISUP. If you didn't have enough Driftsun, try out the Orca for a change. Now, the Driftsun Orca is definitely smaller than its older sibling. However, it is still considered to be a pretty reliable multi-person inflatable paddleboard. So, what makes a board apt to handle multiple people at once? Easily, dimensions are the prime definer of the board's capacity, which is why the brand went for 12 feet on this Orca. Indeed, the board at hand is 12 feet long and, to put you in context, that's a bit taller than an adult elephant. Also, in order to balance out this floating giant, the brand had to commit to 45 inches in width, considering it's the optimal ratio for a balanced board. Finally, to ensure that the board is capable of handle multiple people, the Orca stands at 8 inches in thickness, concluding with an overall capacity of 550 pounds. In terms of quality, you can as well just go back and read the review on the previous board, because these two models are built the exact same way with the same material. Hence, because it's significantly smaller, we'd argue that the Driftsun Orca is stronger than the bigger party barge because it is literally a condensed version. So, with a military-grade PVC coat and an industrial drop-stitch final construction, the Orca stands at an optimal spot for an inflatable carrier. Superior to the bigger party barge, the Driftsun Orca exhibits an interesting set of features. First, the board at hand comes with an interestingly large soft brushed EVA traction pad and rear textured pad for cooler/gear. Hence, if you're planning on taking on company, you do not have to worry about anyone slipping off the board, and especially when you're accompanied by kids. Further, this board comes with a nifty tie-down system, which could have been larger given this is a gigantic board. Finally, since transportation is a big deal for large boards, the brand hooks this big SUP with plenty of carry handles to make group transportation fairly simple. Lastly, packaging is essential for a board this large, and we're talking about accessories here. In fact, the Driftsun Orca comes within a healthy little package that lacks a much-needed carry bag and paddles. However, the board does come with 2 high-pressure hand pumps and a clip-on central fin that is removed for storage. At number 4, Airhead Super SUP 1860 ISUP. One of the bigger brands we haven't covered yet is Airhead, but it was probably worth the wait. Indeed, the Super SUP by Airhead is a work of art, and like most art, it costs a fortune. The Airhead Super SUP is the biggest board on this list, but that still doesn't justify the hefty price tag. Nonetheless, we had to take a moment and admire the fact that there is an inflatable paddleboard that attained 18 feet 6 inches in length. Just to put you in perspective here, this board is as tall as a freaking mature giraffe. If that doesn't do it for you, then imagine the tallest person you know and stack 2 copies of them on top of each other. This is indeed a party board, and that requires a significant width, 60 inches to be exact. Once reassured about stability, the next target is load capacity, and Airhead keeps it simple by sticking to the standard 8 inches, pushing the capacity of this board up to 1,600 pounds or 7 passengers. Quality is where the price begins to make sense, at least a little. This board is outrageously expensive, and that is justified through the splendid build that guarantees keeping this board in mint condition for years. Indeed, since this is an extremely large board, the brand had to invest in some premium PVC coats, the like of which are found in Zodiac boats, military bulletproof vests. Then, the thick resilient coat was stitched together via industrial machines,